Oh man, so we're not even doing an intro tonight. All right, that's how this is gonna be. Cool. This is something different. I don't think we ever actually have done this before, because I don't know if we really did anything like this for my birthday. I don't think.
No, we're still learning the art of the YouTube birthday celebration. But basically, my thought was I have two things that are really cool in my life. I have my friends that I know in the real world and my friends who I hope to meet in real life. But thankfully, we chill with them a lot on the internet. So this whole thing tonight is going to be a free-form chat, guys. We're going to literally talk about whatever. Maybe it's going to be movie and TV related. I can't guarantee that. But anyways,
as long as at least 90% of it is about Lost, I'm cool with it.
Yeah, exactly. Dom, before we bring in our guests here, I kind of realized, like, I had my quarter-life crisis today when I realized that I almost missed my quarter-life crisis, and it gave me anxiety over it.
Hold on. Real quick, before we bring the other people in, just explain this in, like, under 5 seconds, because that was, like, those were a lot of different words that sounded like they made sense, but I'm like, I need to hear them explained in order to understand this.
So the quarter-life crisis, are you familiar with it?
I am familiar with that.
Yeah, so my friend Jeremy shoots me a birthday text, and he says, "Hey man, I hope that today brings you peace of mind. I know how you get when it comes to getting older. I've historically dreaded birthdays because I just feel like I have a lot I want to accomplish in life, and there's just never going to be enough time." And then I was thinking, like, holy shit, what's he mean by that? Like, is that like a sort of like judgmental text?
You fell into
it was literally nothing.
You fell into the rabbit hole, dude.
Yeah, it was literally nothing, but what it was a new age and a new number that means something, but really shouldn't in my head. And so I was thinking, like, did I have a quarter life crisis? When was that? I feel like I've always just kind of kept going forward, even when bad things happen. And then in that moment, I realized, if you go down this rabbit hole, you're going to force one upon yourself.
All right. So you
caught
yourself before you went too deep there.
So basically, tonight is going to be as messy as this intro was, because that's just where I'm at. 27 years.
Are you kidding me? This is the birthday stream. I was never expected to take this too seriously. It is Chris's birthday, people. Let's all wish him the biggest of happy birthdays. 27, dude. I'm telling you, this is going to be... I already have a feeling. I don't know why. I just get that feeling, even though 27 is a prime number, and I hate prime numbers. I'm like, dude, this is going to be a good year for you. I just have a feeling. I'm like, I'm going to be 24 this year. It's the year before 25, so I'm like, whatever. I just kind of want to get the guests in, because that's when the fun is really going to begin.
That is true. So we'll roll the intro in a second and bring in our stacked panel for you guys tonight.
Yeah.
But Dom, just so you know, if it's the year before 25, following that math, that means that it's the year before, or 23. So 25 is the year after is what you should have said, because you said it's the year before 25.
Oh crap! No,
but I guess it is the same thing.
This coming year, it will be my last year before I turn 25.
Right, exactly.
Yes,
and you were 23
is what I
the
meant
year
to
before
say.
that. Just let the record show.
Yes,
Okay.
Sure, Your Honor. I didn't realize I didn't realize I'd walked into a courtroom here.
Hey man, just because it's a birthday stream doesn't mean we're not taking it seriously. But
all right, I just hope you treat everyone with equal impunity. Then is all I'm gonna say.
Dom's gonna take a bite of his food. We're gonna roll the intro and let the madness ensue. See you guys on the other side.
You're in for a whole new different side of Talkin TV tonight, people. Yeah, truly gets it. And Chris, I love how StreamYard already is like, have you noticed how it's been kind of like fucking with the intro by like speeding it up before like it gets back to its normal bitrate speed? Have you noticed that?
I honestly take it as a compliment. I think they're like, damn, this slaps so hard, but what if you speed it up?
Oh, see, it
makes me almost want to revise.
I thought it was just your gateway computer, Dom.
Surprisingly, no. Surprisingly, no. Because you know why, Joe? Because I'm on a Mac now, and even though I'm on an 8-year-old MacBook, it still works better than any PC that I've ever had. So there is a reason why I do a majority of my streaming now on here, and I mostly just use my other computer for editing and stuff. So what's going on, guys? Happy to have you all in the same room. This is not at all all the people that I'm expecting to be here, but I'm definitely happy that these are the ones that we ended up with. So we got the Truly twins as newly christened on the last episode that they were on, even though they're 2 years apart. We got Brando, we got Joe, we got newcomer to the channel, Chris. Why don't you do the honors of introducing our newest guest, our newest member of our Talkin TV family?
Another Chris.
Another Chris, exactly. It just makes it so much easier. Or, in this case, so much more difficult.
I thought you were asking me to introduce myself, but then I realized you're talking
do that. Do that.
No, Chris, we want to know who you are and everything about you. I mean, imagine I didn't know you. and you just got invited to this stream right now. Tell our viewers a little bit about yourself, because everyone else here already has an appearance in the TVU, as we dubbed it on our episode with the twins last week or 2 weeks ago of our WandaVision watch along. So you're new. This is your debut appearance here in the TVU, the Talkin TV cinematic or YouTube universe.
On any streaming platform. Hello, world. If you're looking for any video editors or videographers, hit me up. I do that. I got to plug myself in there. My name is Chris, and I'm with the other two Chris's here.
Dude,
yeah, great name.
Yeah.
Oh my God,
top tier name. I think it's top 5% of names.
Well, look, put it this way: that aside from obviously my partner Chris, I have 2 other Chris's in my life, and so my mom is constantly confused whenever I'm talking about Chris. And she's like, "Oh, Christian," I'm like, "No, another Chris." And she's like, "Oh wow, that's
my girlfriend's name is actually Chris as well, Chris.
Oh my God, dude.
That is true.
Okay,
We're taking over.
You just did that to yourself. You totally just did that to yourself, though.
We actually, me and the other 2 Chris's
Chris.
and her, all went to a concert together once.
Oh man,
that is true.
Imagine the confusion.
Great concert.
Oh yeah, right.
Awesome.
Yeah, great.
Like
concert.
every time someone says Chris, everyone turns.
They said Chris come on stage, and they all fucking went on stage.
Yeah.
Bowling for Soup didn't quite get the memo.
It's like the Three Musketeers, but
that's true. The Three Musketeers.
Yeah.
Bowling for Soup didn't quite get the memo that it's the year 2021 or 2020 when we saw them. That hey, you can't say certain things on stage, but it was still a fun night nonetheless. A little cringy, but still a fun night nonetheless. That just shows a true '90s band. That's what I remember from that night, being like, I wouldn't have said that, but whatever.
I think what's interesting about tonight is that this is, I think, the first night where we've even more so than, I mean, like the WandaVision episode 7 was kind of a taste, but this is like the first real night where we've got like both of Chris's worlds merging into one, because you've got people from his podcasting world and people from his personal world, and I'm kind of like the only one that's really ever seen both. So this is like just gonna be like an interesting social experiment for me personally, just to say the least. I hope that doesn't set the vibe and make it all wrong, but
no, I did this for you, Dom. But before we get in, I do have a few topics I kind of wanted to ask you guys about and kind of go around and talk about. But we do have some people in the chat. We got Jay Manley. We have a birthday twin. Happy birthday, Jay Manley. Jay is 54 years young. Thank you for hanging out with us tonight, man. Always appreciate your support. We got Luke of Luk Reviews, who apparently it's his grandma's birthday. So happy birthday, Grandma Luke. That's awesome. Send her.
It is a very Luke thing to say.
Yeah. Cheers. Cheers to Grandma Luke. Send her all of our best wishes, man. We really appreciate that.
Get her on the
pod. Of course, Perk-minded in the chat hanging out, dude. Thanks for being here, man. Appreciate it. So, guys.
Yeah, and if we're throwing in birthdays real quick, my aunt turned 51 2 days ago, so.
Cool. Well, happy birthday to your aunt, man. I'm 51. 51 years young. That's awesome. So, guys, I kind of want to go around here and pick, like, these, I want to talk about some things that I think about a lot that I feel like a lot of people maybe don't give as much thought to, but for years I've been wondering, what is the deal with, like, signs, and why are people so obsessed with like Pisces and with all that type of stuff? Like, what is going on there? Because I could care less about it. I also, though, maybe I'm just a little stitious, where I also don't like bash them hard because I don't know if something bad's gonna happen. But like, if anyone wants to jump in and take the lead here, I could use some enlightenment on that topic, because honestly, I'm not too sure what's going on there, but people seem to be obsessed.
What a Pisces thing to say.
I love how Brandon's raising his hand. The true it's like, let's may the Canadian in the room stand up.
Yo, buddy, hey, tell you what there, bud. What people need to fucking know about this fucking Pisces bullshit, right? Is like the universe is like fucking too big for the human mind to understand there, right? So, like, I'm really pushing my Canadian accent.
Yeah. I'm like, dude, this is
good, though.
I'm like, Oscar-worthy performance right there.
That's like my best Letterkenny impression. And yes, some Canadians do sound like that, but they're like, they live in butt-fuck nowhere. So,
they're the Canadian rednecks.
Or they're hockey players, or they live in Alberta. But anyways, I think what it is the life. There's no real rule book to life. Some people will say the Bible. Some people will say, like, Jordan Peterson's 12 Rules for Life. There really is no.
If you're gonna get that deep, let me go grab a notepad. I didn't write this down. I didn't
My point is, is that there's no rule book to life. And when some people want to try to pigeonhole things like, oh, why is this? Why is that? When there's no real answers. Oh, okay. Well, if you're born this day, you're this. If you're born this day, you're this. Right. So I think it's just a way for white women generally to say, this is how the world works. That's my take.
That's accurate. I mean, so sometimes they line up. Like, I feel like every time I look at them, which is like when someone exposes me to it every once in a while, I'm like, damn, that's like eerily accurate. But I imagine if I checked it every day, there would have to be so many moments where I'm like, yeah, right. A piano.
But they're always so vague. Like when you read a horoscope, it's like you're going to have a day that will have some ups and have some downs with darkness.
Your reality into it.
Yeah, and like it's so easy for you to just mold that around what you're experiencing that day.
Mm-hmm.
I think I'd be more into it if I wasn't a Gemini, because that's like a lame sign, right?
Oh my god, dude!
You know what I mean? Like if it was something cool, like a Taurus or like a Leo, like that might be cooler to like embody. But
you understand that you're making the case harder for us to believe that you're not twins.
Not
right?
twins,
You're making the case harder on yourself. I hope you understand that.
Hey, man.
Chris, you were a sun dipped, right? You were.
Oh yeah, sun dipped. Yeah, yeah. I had a whole project about like the whatever astrology, whatever you even call it. I don't even know. I knew nothing about it clearly, and so I found out that people have like a moon sign as well. Like there's like you have multiple signs.
Mm-hmm.
So I found out my first one, I was like a sun Gemini, and I didn't realize that everyone got a sun sign. I thought I was like mad special because like I was a sun version of a Gemini. So I made a whole presentation where I like gloated to my class that I was like above them, like I was like a sun Gemini and that I'm better than you. And then halfway through it, like right before I presented it, someone like broke the news to me that everybody had a sun sign. So then I had to go through the whole presentation like, sorry guys, like I'm not better than you at all.
About that.
That's a Gemini thing to do, bro.
Yeah, true. I really embodied the Gemini spirit.
Oh, that's such
it was hilarious, man. We had a girl in our class that was like very much into her star signs and would quote it all the time. One of those people that put it on Instagram like every other week, like this is what what's going on in my life kind of thing, or like hell yeah, agree. So like she's the one who broke the news to Chris, and he was just like, oh god, this is gonna be great.
Damn.
And the whole class for literally 10 minutes was dying laughing at this guy just gloating about his sun signs. It was so funny, man. So funny.
Nice. I mean, I don't really. I mean, look, here's the thing. It's cool, like as a concept, just in general, that somebody inevitably came up with, and I think it's interesting if you like want to study it from a philosophical standpoint. But I think the whole like dictating your life around it is just silly, like many other things. And I mean, I keep forgetting which sign like specifically corresponds to which, even though I know most of them. But I don't care because I'm a Leo, which is clearly the best sign. So yeah. Joe, are you the least bit surprised by that?
No, not at all.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure.
I'm a Scorpio, and all people ever say is you're an asshole, and I'm like, well, that could have happened anyway.
Wow,
so
I feel like that. No, honestly, I hate that kind of makes a lot of sense.
Should we all look up what's going on right now in our signs and compare it to our days?
No.
I wonder if Dom's day would have been a terrible.
Mine says something about like you're going to hear the same voice over and over again, speaking over everyone else.
While eating cereal.
I'm not eating cereal. I'm eating shrimp.
With a Great Cuts haircut that looks like...
Great Cuts? I cut my own hair, damn it!
Even better.
Oh, man.
Speaking of which, Johnny
First special guest of the evening, Johnny.
Late, but always welcome, Johnny. I feel like I haven't seen you in a minute, dude. What's going on?
A gift from the stars.
Hey guys, can you guys hear me?
Wow.
Yes, we can hear you fine.
Hey Johnny,
Great.
we're all sort of having a conversation here about horoscopes and why people are so obsessed with them. What's your stance on the horoscope? Are you someone? I mean, you kind of strike me as someone who every morning is sort of, I don't want to be disrespectful, but like watching every step carefully based off what your sign says. But I might be wrong about that. Maybe that's just
what about me gives you that. Maybe it's just the Pisces in me. I've known you how long? 5 years. How many times have I talked to you about my horoscope?
At least 3 times a day.
Every single step of my day based on my horoscope. How many times have I said to you, Chris, you shouldn't do that because of your horoscope or anything like that?
I mean,
you're like, whoa, don't go near water.
It's great. That's all you talked about.
Yeah, and Chris would know.
Yeah.
So, John,
actually, Come to think of it, that is all that I ever like. I wouldn't have even come on this if it wasn't for my horoscope.
Joe, put it this way. Joe, put it this way. Johnny is the you to Chris is me.
Okay, makes sense.
What does that mean?
There's a lot.
Johnny is the sad answer.
I find it best to just agree with him and move on.
It usually works very well.
Oh man, so Johnny, man, what's new, dude? How you been? It's been a while.
I've been doing pretty well, thanks. Just living life, doing school and music stuff when I can. But how's your birthday been so far, Chris? How's it feel to be 27?
It's been pretty good. I've defeated some demons earlier on today, and now I'm here to just sort of chop it up on a live stream. I got nervous because I realized I didn't have a quarter-life crisis, and then I thought to myself, if you don't have a quarter-life crisis, did you have anything worthwhile to have a crisis over? And so then that anxiety sparked into me realizing, well, that's just a stupid train of thought, because maybe you just don't need to have a quarter-life crisis just because John Mayer said it in a song once, you know? And so here I am. Now I'm on my live stream. But thanks for asking, Johnny. I'm really glad I got to relive that live again. Appreciate it.
Johnny Mana, everybody.
So guys, let's get to my second topic for the day. Okay. What is everyone's grocery store pet peeve? You're in the store and you're around other people, you're in public. Is there something someone does that just, it's like, oh, that guy again, that type of thing? Yeah, and we could do it post-COVID or during COVID, like, pre-COVID or during COVID. I feel like there actually might be an example for each if you really, are that alert while you're shopping.
The deli counter existing. They're the slowest fucking people in the world.
I've got 3.
Oh, that's true.
But no, I mean, with COVID too, it's just everyone is so like freaking out, and if you're in a grocery store that still has directions, like they try to like push you through one way and whatever, people don't know what to do because it just completely throws their game off. So it's hell. It's absolute hell.
Yeah, the reason I thought about this is because I was talking with my grandparents today, and we were like, remember when everyone was freaking out about like toilet paper?
Mm-hmm.
And how big of a deal that was?
Right.
That was really frustrating. It's like, why is your family more important than mine? And rather, why do I think the same thing about anyone else's? It's like, just get the allotted amount. If the store's telling you can buy 2, why are you arguing with the teenager who is, working minimum wage, just trying to make money to go out with his friends after this job about possibly putting more in your cart, Just absolute madness. And I guess, I went to pick up a cake today because, I went to just get my own cake. And it's just, people are so freaking slow, man. It's just like, come on, speed it up.
What kind of cake did you get?
A man should never have to buy his own birthday cake. I'm just putting that out there.
That's true.
Quarter life crisis, Tom.
No, not an excuse. Not an excuse.
No, but I got a Friendly's chocolate and vanilla ice cream cake with like the blue frosting on top and like the weird flat sort of like sprinkles. I like those flat.
Did you make
classic?
Yeah.
Did you make the employees sing happy birthday to you when you bought your own cake?
No, but I did have them write my own name on it.
Nice.
Yeah. And
Mike,
so
the
I guess,
TV nerd open near you.
Yeah, right. It should have been. Chris, the TV nerd. That's his official name.
No, that's I just had them say Christian. But I mean, does anyone have any grocery store pet peeves or public pet peeves for that matter? I mean, we can expand it a little more.
I got 3, but I'm bringing in Pat first because Pat just got here. Pat, what's going on, dude?
Hey, what's going on? I feel like that I have grocery store pet peeves. You gotta get me.
That's why he brought it up.
Like,
that's why he brought it up.
That was how he summoned you.
We've got the expert.
Oh man.
Oh man, I feel like I gotta take a step back and let Pat go for this one because I mean we just brought him in. He's on the spot. So Pat, what are your grocery store pet peeves? I know you've probably got a long list.
Yeah, well, listen, the number one pet peeve for grocery stores right now is that pretty much everyone has returned back to normal. Despite the fact that we're in COVID-19, people are still standing in front of you. We're having probably like 10 people conversations about, someone's daughter or son basically learning online. So it's like when you're trying to grab that quick bag of frozen fruit and get home, you basically have to go through the obstacle course of other people. So I feel like people have not necessarily they're not staying 6 feet apart at this point, and so everything's slowly coming back to what it was before the pandemic. So that's pet peeve number one. And what's
keep going, preach.
Thing,
yeah, right. Pat speaks, we listen.
Yeah, I don't know. The other thing is, basically, oh man, there's so many. It's hard to say, but it's basically, I always feel like I have somewhere to go, and everybody else wants to stop me from. It's like American Gladiators in the grocery store, in my mind. I'm going through the eliminator, and I just need to get to the end in the fastest time possible.
Yeah, I feel that, man. I was just reading Jay Manley's comment. Jay's pet peeve is someone that has more than 10 items in the 10 or less lane. That's a good one.
It's like,
a good dude, one. Sorry, but rules are rules, and if we all start disobeying rules, we'll be complete anarchy. I mean, 11 is 11. 11 is not 10.
Yeah,
so, like,
stuff.
Put the pack of gum back.
Yeah, put the pack of gum back and go to a gas station, because that's just, you're breaking the rules, man, and we can't be having that. I mean,
I think if it's shrink wrapped, it's one item.
Well, let's not.
In the store, someone's
Jay
just
didn't
specify.
No, you've never seen eggs shrink wrapped in like a,
I don't think he's talking about packages of eggs, though. Like,
yeah, I don't think he's
talking
talking
like a pack of eggs is a pack of eggs.
The shrink wrap around them. It's probably destroying the planet, but
what?
Hey,
how does that protect the eggs?
Yeah, what? Who shrink wraps eggs?
Yeah, Pat, I don't know what the hell you're talking about.
I don't know what you're talking about. I'm sorry.
That makes no sense to me at all.
I guess you're shopping at different places than I am.
Clearly.
We have Luke, who I unfortunately I forgot the country he's from, but they don't
Latvia.
have 10 or less lane. Latvia, yeah. Well, guess what? You guys probably have a lot less stress than not having a 10 or less lane, because it gets brutal, dude. Just so you know. No, you guys are ahead. Brutal. You don't need everything. It's good that you don't have that. Dom, what were some of your?
I got three. So
three.
My three,
Okay, wow.
That's it. I just thought of three.
Someone read the email.
When you're walking, email. That's good. When you're when someone's walking and you're trying to get around them, but they keep moving and getting in front of you. I don't know if any of you have encountered that. That's kind of not necessarily exclusively to a grocery store, but I'm like, oh my, that really infuriates me, because I'm like, oh, look, I'm trying to get around you. Stop moving. Then also when you're trying to get at something on a shelf or in a freezer, but someone's standing right in front of that item, and it's that brief point of awkwardness where you don't want to ask them to move, and you kind of are hoping that they'll move on your own, but at the same time, it's just close enough where you could almost reach around if it wasn't like too awkward.
Especially in these COVID times, you do not want to get in someone's personal space.
Exactly.
For sure. I totally feel both of those, actually.
And then the third one, this one is very exclusive to me, I will say, but it is just not being able to find myself. This is exclusive also to clothing stores, but it is that, so not necessarily grocery stores, but it kind of, it's, shopping done there, but is that when they don't have my size, which happens a lot because I'm a very skinny individual.
Does Baby Gap run out a lot, or?
What's that?
Does Baby Gap run out a lot, or?
Oh no, I don't work at the Gap anymore, but I never use my discount.
I've had a very long day, so I'm ready to just attack.
I know, absolutely. No, I quit the Gap, and even when I was working there, I never used my discount. I will just by virtue of working here, I will never shop here again. I will waste my money at Target and H&M. I don't care.
Yeah, no, I hate when the grocery store doesn't have the right size. Like when I'm going for like a medium loaf and they only have a small or a large, it's like, it's going to go bad, and that's just waste, or I'm not going to have enough.
They tell you they can order it online, but you're like, it's just not going to work out.
Yeah, I've tried ordering bread online. Doesn't quite go the way that Amazon says it will.
I will never order clothes on. I will unless it is a custom tee. Which are the easiest things to get, because those only come in small, medium, or large, and I'm only one of those sizes. I'm like, no, it's not going to work out. It will absolutely not work out.
Pants are always so stressful.
But yeah, because I'm a 30 waist and I'm a 34 length. Like, the only store that has like remotely similar to that size is Aeropostale, which is where I have gotten
Whoa, that's how you pronounce it?
Yeah.
I was thinking like, oh my god, is this like Canadian American thing?
Aeropostale? Like, how do you guys say it?
Aeropostale? Aeropostale? Well, that's not how.
Aeropostale.
Is it a freaking philosopher?
Yeah, that's what I said. Aeropostale.
Aeropostale.
It's French. What do you want
It's
me to do?
Aeropostale, the great.
I don't think it's French.
Yeah, it's
always
Aeropostale, dude.
find
Come on.
guys.
You remember he got kicked out of Athens for being so cutting edge at the time?
No, it's
Good old
Athens.
Aeropostale.
Okay, this is. I have no idea what anyone's talking about right now. Who else has grocery store pet peeves? If
I
we-
feel like
Chris and
I
I-
have pet peeves about myself in the grocery store. Like,
you
reverse pet
Ooh.
peeves.
you have pet
Okay.
peeves just in general, but that's really interesting. I like it.
Yeah. What's your? That's such a Scorpio thing. I don't even know. But anyways, Johnny, what's your like?
Johnny's probably not even.
We're
a
born the
Scorpio, is
same
funniest
month,
part.
Definitely
Chris.
not.
You know I'm not a Scorpio.
Oh, like, that makes so much sense, dude. That's such a Pisces pet peeve. I should have gotten it. Johnny, what are your pet peeves about yourself in public or a grocery store?
Well, going back to what Dom was saying about not being able to find what you're looking for, basically, whenever I go to the grocery store, if I'm like getting like frustrated trying to find a specific item and I keep choosing the wrong aisles, I'll just find myself just like forgetting that I'm in public, and I'll just be like in frustration, just like muttering to myself, like just, and then I'll realize like, wait a minute, I'm actually in public and people can see me. So then that's just like one thing that I just need to work on with myself.
Okay, I do kind of hate talking to myself in public. I do that too, and I'm not saying that's just because we're Pisces, but sometimes I'll just be like, all right, don't think out loud right now. There's people around you, and hopefully you didn't say that too loud. Like, I'll just be talking about like, oh man, that chorus needs a little extra bass in it, and it's like, I'm in the grocery store saying that out loud. I sound crazy, you know, but damn, Johnny.
Well, yeah, because that's
I feel
not
that.
even an item that you're looking for if you start talking about a
No.
course.
Not at all. Yeah, not at all. So I feel that.
If you guys want to know how to deal with that, just think it as loud as possible. I've been like muttering to myself for years, and I finally only now just like learned how to not do it in public. So if you
Wait
want
a
my
minute.
just think it as loud as you possibly can.
You can control the volume of your inner thoughts?
Surprisingly enough, yes. I know it's hard to believe, and I only do it in very rare scenarios, but it is possible.
Too bad we can't do that with Dom's
Oh, if
actual
only.
Yeah.
If only.
Oh man.
Do you ever
no
go
one-
like
no
hey,
one
hey,
gets that
I can't even-
privilege but
I
me,
can't
though.
think to myself. I'm thinking too quietly. Hold on, where's the remote?
Man,
But
I can't
to
hear
go-
myself right now.
to go
does
back
Tom's
on
inner
to
thoughts go to 11? Is that
Thank you,
well, it
Kristen.
goes to 11.
My thoughts
It
are
goes to
always
11.
on 11, Pat. Didn't you know that?
Oh, okay.
But going on top of what Don was talking about, how there's somebody just in front of what you need at the grocery store. Do you ever get that asshole who just like sits in front of like where they have like the shampoo and body washes and will open it every single one up and like
Yes.
smell it, take their
Yes.
mask down and smell it? You know what I mean?
How about the people
I've
who
encountered
just-
that guy before.
How about the people who take shit out of boxes and just like leave it on the shelves?
That
Haven't
sucks.
dealt with
That
that
happens all the time in Walmart and in Dollar Tree. All the time. We'll just see like we would just saw random shit everywhere or like boxes ripped open. And I'm like, did we leave these on the shelf? They're like, yeah. I'm like, okay.
So the worst was when I used to work at Lowe's and I worked in the garden department, and we were like the highest volume Lowe's in our area. So we were like moving a lot of traction. And just so you guys know, like the business model of home improvement stores is insane because they make 90% of their profits in 3 months off the garden department. Mulch is a goddamn crusher for those places. And so you have to like sweep all the mulch that gets spilled and clean up all the broken bags. And when you have a store that has like thousands of people coming in and out of it like every day, it's like, oh, well, who's cleaning that up? Me. Kid in the vest making like, $12 an hour. And I got to say, man, it got so bad at one point where I was trying to lift a bag of mulch where I injured myself. So
Wow.
I totally feel that pet peeve, dude. Clean up your shit or someone's going to get hurt, okay?
Yeah.
It's just like a public safety thing at that point in time, which I guess it was kind of cool because I was still getting paid to like, sit home and play video games because I got hurt at the job, but it also kind of sucked because I was hurt on the job. So yeah, no, don't. If you're not going to buy it, don't touch it, especially plastic bags with wood chips inside of them. Fun fact, they kind of break pretty easily.
Sounds
AJ.
good. AJ, happy to have you
Yo,
here, dude. Welcome to
what's
the
up?
panel.
What's going on, everybody?
Oh, a lot.
What's going on, man? Stranger Boy in the chat. Basic Entertainment in the chat. AJ on the panel. Good to have everyone here, man. This is absolutely awesome. So now that the majority of us are here, we can get sort of some of the real world topics out of the way.
Yes.
I kind of want to get everyone's sort of take on their favorite piece of film or TV news that's sort of popped up lately. We've had a lot of it.
News.
And so if anyone wants to jump in, like what's one thing that's sort of been announced in like the past few months? We can go all the way back to the Disney Investor Day meeting, although I was kind of like sort of referencing a bunch of the newer news that we've had recently with like, you know, the Bad Batch and all that type of stuff. So whoever wants to jump in, like what has you the most excited for releases coming up?
Oh man, I'm not going first on this one. No way.
Honestly, in these COVID times, I've honestly like just not given a shit about movie news. Like it just seems like, you know, when people are like, "Oh, did you hear that this got delayed again? This got delayed again. This got delayed again." I've almost like stopped looking. All I can really say is that I hope that, you know, some of the bigger releases from last year will finally be released. No Time to Die, obviously, Top Gun, The Kingsman, like those are just a couple. But I mean, I don't know. And again, it seems like all the news is like, oh, Dr. Seuss is getting canceled again, or this person's getting canceled. This person's getting canceled. So it's, I don't know. It just seems like it's all kind of mixed at this point.
Yeah. It's hard to wade through the negative news to find the positive news. That's for sure.
It really is.
Which is unfortunate because I hate how the lines are getting blurred, where like entertainment news is now Gina Carano getting kicked off The Mandalorian. I'm sorry, that's corporate business news as far as I'm concerned. That's not entertainment news. Entertainment news is Disney announces a new Bad Batch spinoff and here's who's playing the lead in it. It's not Disney kicks someone off their show for like a controversial post. It's, I don't know. It's just like, I don't know. I want to separate my politics from my entertainment, and it seems like I cannot do that anymore, and that's a little frustrating.
Yeah. Even American politics is everywhere in Canada too. It's just everywhere with you guys.
We're really good at that. We're like a disease.
Careful, the one Chiroli twin, the other Chiroli twin speaks.
Go for it.
No, I just said I liked the news that whatever her name was kicked off of Mandalorian, just because I feel like she didn't really add much to the show in terms of her acting anyway. So getting someone with maybe a little more energy, you know, might be great for the franchise, but you know, who knows what's going to happen in season 3? No one knows.
She's like the modern day.
No one ever hires Gina Carano because of her acting ability. Have you seen Haywire? That movie should be awesome, but she single-handedly brings it down because of how bad she is of an actress.
She's like the modern day China from wrestling. Like, remember like China with Degeneration X and stuff back in the day? Is that too old?
Maybe never back.
I remember DX.
Showing your age.
Michaels, HBK.
Yeah. So here's the news that's driving me a little crazy is the so I'm a big DC fan, and we talked about this tonight when we did our podcast. But the news that they're gonna develop a new Superman movie kind of pisses me off. It excites me in some ways if I would trust Warner Brothers, but I don't trust them. And the reason is because, number one, I don't want them to lose Henry Cavill because I think he's an incredible Superman. That's number one. Number two is they're talking about going the direction of the Black Superman in the comics, which I think would be really cool if they did it right. And I don't think WB has the ability to do it right. At the same time, they're fighting these racist claims from Ray Fisher, who played Cyborg. Like, it just all seems very disingenuous to me. And it's pissing me off because the quote that came out today that Ray Fisher released was that, or shared, was that like Jeff Johns back in the day said they wanted to change the script to Justice League because they couldn't have an angry black man at the center of the movie. And then they're like, oh, we're going to do a black Superman. I'm like, yeah, that seems right. You guys are doing that for all the right reasons.
It seems like Damage Control, just hearing it for the first time from you.
It's just a shit show. Like, it's amazing that like and this isn't the first time this has ever happened, but that you could be handed or you could purchase a big, like, you know, how many years has DC been around? Since the 30s or whatever.
Yeah, 80, 90 roughly.
Yeah, and screw all that up, but then also just have shitty people in your organization that continue to peddle racist shit and like drives me crazy because it takes away from film as we should. So it's funny because like we're like, oh god, we want to get politics out of it, but it's fucking everywhere.
Yeah, no, you know what's
DC
funny,
Comics.
Yeah, DC has a run of comics. I think they did 20 issues. It's one of my favorite runs from the Rebirth series. I think Chris and Joe would know about this for sure. The all new Superman. It's the Chinese Superman, which was such a good story. But the problem is, I do not trust this current DC EU to bring that to life. I hope to God they don't see the potential in that comic just so they don't ruin it. And then like someone else can buy it later on and do the right thing with it. Like I'd even rather, and Dom, I'm going to say it, I'd even rather have fucking Netflix produced that
Wow.
series. It would be, yeah,
Wow.
it'd be at
Well,
least better.
I thought you were going to say Disney, but I think you probably knew that like Disney would never take a chance on that because it's too adult. But yeah,
I don't think Disney legally.
Wow.
Wouldn't there be a conflict?
Legally.
Yeah, they wouldn't be able to.
Oh yeah, Disney. Duh. Wow, but still, you said Netflix. Like, damn, that's how serious you were.
Well, I mean,
Just
if
a
Warner
red
Brothers
box.
messes up Henry Cavill, how are they going to try to do a Black Superman or any other kind of Superman?
Yeah, right.
You had the perfect one.
Yeah,
It just-
and some would say that
I
they
don't
didn't
know
even do
about
the
that.
right thing with him. Like, Man of Steel was decent, but the rest of it's just been so sloppy and messy that we have to have a Snyder cut coming out.
They just don't know what to do with it. Like
Yeah.
they just.
I want to get
mismanage it.
y'all's thoughts on the Schneider cut coming out because that's going to be big.
God.
That's in what, 2 weeks?
Oh man,
Yeah.
I don't worry, Joe. I got a paragraph long coming your way about that.
Chris, I'm
Oh.
sorry, I don't want to interrupt,
Right.
but I do just want to say I have to head out, unfortunately, Chris. But I just want to say happy
it's all right,
birthday,
Johnny.
and it was great to see you on. And I hope you guys have a good rest of your night and the rest of this live stream.
Hey, Johnny,
All right,
before
bye,
you get
Johnny.
going, why don't you tell everyone where they can find your music and keep up to date with all your artistic stuff online?
Sure. Yeah, you could find my music on Spotify or Apple Music or wherever you listen to music, just under the name Johnny Manna. The spelling should be right on my little box on the screen, JOHNNY space MANNA. Yep, there we go. There it is right there. So you could all write it down. But all right, thank you, everyone. And have a good rest of your night, Chris, and happy birthday again.
Thanks,
See ya.
Johnny. Peace out, buddy.
See you, Johnny.
Yeah, so Snyder
Johnny.
cut.
Good
Where
to see
were
you,
we?
Johnny.
Oh God. Oh. Well, I just wanted to say real
Back
quick.
to that.
Well, I just wanted to answer the last question real quick while we were talking about comics and just the shit show at Warner Brothers. And as far as movie news, I think the only thing that because there was a lot of stuff that dropped. Like a lot. Like Chris, I was texting you like shit nonstop. Like the one day that everything was dropping. Like this happened and this happened and this happened and this happened. But I think probably the funniest thing was the whole Mr. Potato Head scandal or whatever the fuck that was. Basically, where basically what was it? It was Republicans started making like angry tweets about the fact that they were supposedly getting rid of the Mrs. Potato Head and making it like gender neutral, but then it turned out that they were still doing that. But then just the internet response to that and the amount of memes that have come out of that to me is what really caught my attention. It gave me some slight amusement that still some stupidity can happen in today's world of just seemingly endless misery.
Yeah, you know what the problem is with the whole culture war, and I do believe we're in a war right now. Our society's in a culture war. It's starting to bleed into the stuff that you want to unwind with. And like, sure, I'm not personally like, playing with my Mr. Potato Head or Miss Potato Head every night before bed, but there are people who like want to like, enjoy like that type of thing to unwind. And like, think of how insane it is that politics are in that part of the world right now.
Yeah,
like,
that's
do we really need that? I don't know.
My niece's toys. Wow.
You know,
That's awful.
I will say that in terms of politics and entertainment, I'm binge watching The West Wing right now. So I'm
that's
deep into
great.
it.
That's what that's what our politics
Mm-hmm.
should be.
No, but if you watch The West Wing, like pretty much it's a 1-to-1 comparison to like 2000, politics to 2020, except for it's a little more crazy, I guess, in 2020
Yeah.
and 2021.
I feel like 2020 is more akin to In the Loop than West Wing.
Yeah, but I've used I actually brought in a couple clips from The West Wing into one of my video editing lectures to basically compare sort of things that were being shown by Alan Sorkin and that sort of writing staff, and really be able to talk about film history and just sort of its questionable representation of different groups of people. And specifically we were talking about D.W. Griffith and that terrible movie Birth of a Nation.
God.
I was able to use The West Wing to sort of talk to students about sort of Hollywood's dark past. So I'm just all sort of nerding out with politics in my entertainment, watching C-SPAN, West Wing, all that type of stuff. So I think I'm in a different space than everybody else.
No, I would counter your thought by saying, like, I totally steal your points, but here's the thing. Those are political dramas. They're marketed to an audience that wants politics in their entertainment. We have now gotten past that point where we're on freaking, what's that planet in the Star Wars movies that don't matter? The new Tatooine?
Oh, Jakku.
Oh,
Jakku. We're on Jakku, and people don't want to talk about the plot. They want to talk about other issues that aren't prevalent to the movie. And it's like, damn, this sucks. Like, I watched this to escape that, not to get more of it. Whereas if I put The West Wing on, I would know, okay, there's going to be a little bit of this political undertone right now. All this nonsense is happening in the news. Do I want to watch this? I can make the choice to watch that and get more of it, yes, in an entertaining way. Or I can make the choice to not get it. But now what's happening is, like, with social media, Twitter, and everyone just like hashtagging everything and exploding everything, you just can't escape it. And honestly, it's kind of sucking the fun out of all of it a little bit for me personally. That's just how I feel. I just, because no one's ever going to agree, so we're just going to fight into the bitter end, it seems.
Remember when the internet was fun?
Yeah.
It seems so long ago, but there was a time when the internet was actually fun.
I don't know. Before we jump into like
Flash games,
yeah, AJ's been very quiet during this whole thing. I kind of want to hear from him. I think he was trying to avoid it, but I'm like, nah, I see you.
Nah, I really don't have much to say on the subject. I do feel the same way though. Like I don't need politics and everything that Star Wars and all that kind of stuff. We can leave that at the door, honestly.
Yeah, because there's a saying: separate the art from the artist, right? So
true, very true.
Think about how many Green Day fans there are. Some of them have to be Republicans, right? Like Green Day, one of the most political punk bands of all time. But all those fans separate the art from the artist because they understand that, like, when Green Day is making their albums, you can choose to buy that political record. There's a political connotation to it. Now it's like, damn, just Twitter and all this stuff just does not let you escape it. But I found actually a really cool part of Twitter. Oh, sorry, what were you going to say, AJ?
No, I just say it can be toxic.
I think it is, man. I think honestly, I had to step away from Twitter, and that's why it's so great that, like, the way Dom and I do our posts, we don't have to, like, physically be on to, like, post on our accounts. It's done such wonders for my mental health, because it's just like, even if I agree with you, there's someone on your post screaming back at you, and then you scream back at them, and I'm just exposed to, like, all this unneeded negativity. But I found a safe haven, guys, a subsection of film Twitter that is nothing but positivity, nothing but love and passion towards the greatest television show of all time. Are you guys on Lost Twitter? Because if you're not, you're gonna have to get there, man. There's
Lost Twitter is a thing.
Lost Twitter is a real thing, dude. There's like an account called Lost Fans. There's about 30,000 of us strong. We're in the polls. We're voting on our favorite characters. It changes week to week, but that's all right because that means new people are joining the community. Wow. And so there is some positivity out there in film Twitter, I would say.
I need to hop on that.
Yeah, right?
Dude, you do. You definitely do.
Oh, man. I mean, here's the thing. Like, as much as I will say that Lost's last 2 seasons were bad, because I'm just going to rip that Band-Aid open. Let's get going with this. They were still more enjoyable than a lot of other bad seasons of television go. Not in, like, kind of like a brainless way, but in a way of like, okay, this kind of makes sense if I don't think about it too hard. It kind of not a Tenet, because Tenet is so visually, actually, yeah, kind of a Tenet, where it's so visually engaging that I almost don't care about what's actually going on in front of me. But yeah. And so I enjoy the conversation around it. Like, as much as I joke about it, like, I do still enjoy the conversation about it. I don't necessarily know if I ever wanted to come back in any way, though, even though the way things are going, they probably will come back at some point in some way, shape, or form, because everyone caves to that money eventually. And yeah, I mean take it from there, like, just Lost stuff.
Well, they spoke about a spinoff.
Was that when
they're on a new island?
Wait, when was this talked about?
So, have you seen, I don't know how many Lost fans we have in here, and, we can change it to more of something. So there's a few. Brando, have you seen Lost?
Nope.
Okay, Luke, have you seen Lost?
Get on that.
I'm lost.
I love that. Chris, have you seen Lost? Okay, so we'll keep this somewhat quick, but I do want to get my Lost heads in here to chime in. Have you guys ever seen the 10-minute special that was put on YouTube that's on the DVD box set that is sort of like the conclusion of the people who shipped the crates to the island? There's always crates of food dropping to the island and everyone's like, well, what the hell is going on here? They answered that. And apparently
the one mystery they actually answered.
Yeah, exactly. That's the one they chose to answer, not the polar bears.
Not the polar bears.
not the polar bears. Not what the island was. Not any of the reason for this bullshit. It's like, no, that's what we're gonna answer. Okay.
Moving.
Yeah.
They answered the reason for this bullshit, man. The island chose them. Okay, you either accept that or you don't, but that was a good enough answer for me and 30,000 other Lost fans.
Okay.
So.
Okay.
Yeah. Question: did they ever solve why we were watching like 20 episodes of them pondering about a button or pressing a button? Because that was god awful television.
Was it tense?
Which is funny because I actually kind of like season 2, even because it's really introspective for characters.
That's all I've seen.
Even though the buttons,
Basically,
even though the button
after,
subplot, that was I will definitely say the button subplot definitely aged horribly with Lost because it really did amount to absolutely nothing. The only thing that it served was as a plot device in order to get like some of the other elements of the show of the later on of the show to get.
Could you imagine if you were able to product placement on that button?
Right?
It was a Budweiser button or something like that for 20 episodes.
The easy button.
The Staples easy button.
The easy button was like a few years too late on that one.
And it was already a Disney-funded show, so.
Oh, they can just George Lucas and do these special effects and sell the button now.
Someone get on it. Lost the product placement cut.
But no, the spinoff was going to be based off of that 10-minute little sort of, I don't know what they call it, an OVO or something like that.
Like a post-credit scene, was it? Or like a backdoor pilot?
Like a special edition kind of thing?
No, it's just kind of like a deleted scene type of thing. But really what it was, you know how Ben and Hurley are left on the island afterwards?
Right.
It was going to be about them sort of trying to correct all the wrongs that they had done in their lives and sort of make sure the island doesn't fall into, the Man in Black Part 2 type of thing.
Right.
So a little thin, but at least the premise was there.
Yeah, the premise is certainly there, yeah.
And basically, it's hilarious because all those drops are coming from these poor Dharma guys who have been working at the Dharma facility for years, dude. Like, we're in the year 2000. Dharma Initiative ended in, like, the 70s. And
they're still pressing the button, man.
Yeah, they're
it's a
still
test to
loading
their
up.
will. They're still doing it.
They're just still loading up these packages, and Ben comes and relieves them of their duties. And they're like, what? It's been over since the 70s? It's absolutely hilarious.
I'm not going to lie. I think that people could have gotten around all the time travel, timey-wimey stuff in the seasons 5 and 6 if they just got rid of the fucking, like, the Flash Sideways, whatever the fuck that was. Because that, to me, was what killed everything because that was the one that basically went back and fucked over when everyone was saying, oh, is this heaven? And David Lindelof was saying for years, no, it's not heaven. No, it's not heaven. No, it's not heaven. And then at the end, like, all the people, it's like, oh, they were dead the whole time. Like, and that just created, like, a whole lot of, I understand why he won for it. It just created for all of this confusion that kind of was unnecessary, especially because we're meant to believe, oh, at first it's like, oh, is this a branch timeline? And then it's like, nope, they were just dead the whole time. But wait, they weren't. Everything that happened in the island did. This is just like their afterlife. I'm like, what the fuck is happening? Like, that to me is the true thing that holds on. Like, I think if you cut that, all the other bullshit that happens in the main timeline, that would work. Right, exactly. But that's the point. It's like, okay, so if we're still sticking with the idea that they weren't dead the whole time, then why the fuck is that entire storyline necessary? And the answer is it's not. It's just there to set up for that super fake, like super emotionally manipulative final episode, which is very emotionally manipulative, but still very hard hitting because it is.
It is hard hitting
because it is emotionally manipulative.
Yeah, it worked.
Yeah,
I thought it worked.
Emotionally manipulative.
Charlie's back. I mean, everyone loves Charlie.
Yeah.
Wow, I can't wait to watch Lost.
Right? I know how I felt when I watched it. I'm like, this is Chris's favorite. I'm sorry, Chris. I hate to do this to you, but when I was watching it the first time, I'm like, this is Chris's favorite show? This shit is so boring.
It's a great show.
Oh no! Once I like sat back and like watched the whole show and I got the whole picture of it, I'm like, yeah, okay, this makes sense. But
that was like appointment television at the time.
Oh, absolutely,
yeah,
absolutely appointment television.
No, I sat through Game of Thrones. I know appointment television. Don't worry. But
Jarian, thanks, man.
What do you mean by appointment television?
I mean, it was a time where you didn't have much streaming. You didn't have a lot of DVR going on and stuff like that. So people made sure
they had to come back.
Yeah, I was in college at the time. I remember it was always Thursday nights, and we would go out on we would go out on Thursday nights, and then but beforehand we would watch that at 8 and then Smallville at 9.
Nice.
Yes. Joe, I'm really glad that you brought that up, because the article I just pulled up, which I highly recommend anyone read, even if you're not a Lost fan, if you're just in the cinephile community, it really goes down and dissects sort of the change in television, where it's strange. I feel like television is more respected now, but because it's so saturated, and this is an obvious statement, but I will sort of get deeper with it, as the article does, it's less of an event. And you can make the argument that maybe Game of Thrones and maybe Breaking Bad were events, but was Lost truly the last big appointment event television show? I personally was too young, but you can get so many accounts of people having like parties for each week's episode, not just the finales. Like, if you didn't watch it each week with someone, like, you were kind of fun to riff in the friend group, you know?
Yeah.
I don't know. What do you guys think?
So I don't know about to that extent, but I definitely think that kind of idea of event viewing died with Game of Thrones. I don't know. I still don't know how much I believe that it actually happened with Breaking Bad. I still attribute a lot of Breaking Bad's like kind of real breakout success to Netflix and the binge and the binging of that show that really allowed that show to gain the cult status that it is. And the reason for that being that even Better Call Saul now, with as much critical acclaim as it's getting, like is not Better Call Saul is not event television, and it was never event television. Game of Thrones to me was the last true like a piece of like appointment viewing. Like we are having like not parties per se, but like we are like having like a large gathering of people, and there will be alcohol and there will be loud noises and reactions like we're watching this in a movie theater. Like that to me ended with Game of Thrones.
Were we doing that towards the end of the series though?
Yeah, there were still people that were doing it. Like, because remember AJ, because I don't know if you remember this, AJ, but it was up until I'd say episode 5. People were like, okay, I don't really know why this is happening, but I'm still on board. And then the minute that Dragon torched King's Landing, people were like, fuck this shit. But by that point, they only had one episode
we
left.
had one more. Spoilers.
Crap, I'm sorry.
It was event television. If you weren't there, you missed it.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's your fault for not being there.
I guess.
But I agree. Like right now, we're watching.
Fandom at the time, Karen.
I had in my town. I have a bunch of friends, and we would watch like
I had no idea.
My friends that I can drive. Like everyone in here, I have to drive a little bit to get to. But I'm talking about like my grew up with them sort of like friends, and we kind of lost our Game of Thrones squad towards like the last 2 seasons. Like we would get together and at least watch the finales, and then I remember the last finale, it's just me and my friend Mjolnir. Yeah, it's his actual name. And it was just us two watching it, and we were left alone. And we had like 6 of us beforehand, but there was like 3 from like the finale 2 years prior, when there were 6, the year before that, and it just kept dwindling, which I thought was insane. But I guess Don's gonna get more into that.
I mean, it's a testament to how those seasons went, honestly.
Yeah, right. But you want to know what's funny? So I'll be that guy that stands out, and I don't care because, even if it doesn't make sense, I still like season 7. I still like season 7 a lot.
Yeah, I like it too.
Believe it or not, I like season 7 more than season 5. I still don't like season 5, like, at all.
Okay.
Season 5
I can respect it.
Season 5 has one good
I don't
episode.
agree, but I can respect it.
I mean, Jaren, with the exception of the last season, you're wrong. I just have to say. I'm not even like trying to be that guy.
Is he talking about the entire series?
Yeah, if he's talking about the entire series, he's objectively wrong.
Like, I don't think he
can't be objectively wrong about a movie.
Objectively wrong.
Oh yeah, you can. If you're objectively wrong by saying it's trash, when it's like, dude, the amount of thought that is put into just the craft and the CGI and choreographing all these storylines together, like that objectively is not trash.
I don't buy that argument at all.
Oh, really?
No, because you can't objectively say that something is wrong. It's art. Like the greatest film of all time for you might be the worst film of all time to a 90-year-old grandmother. It's art.
But you don't take craft into that. But here's the thing, though. You don't take craft into that consideration, because I do consider that.
But how do you judge craft, though?
But here's the thing, though. You're talking about people's. You're talking about people's actual reaction to it. But when you're talking about just like breaking it down as
the film itself, you can't actually quantifiably say that one film is better than the other unless you're looking at box office. And with that argument, then Avengers Endgame would be the best film of all time because it made the most money.
And it is.
Right.
Brandon got a point.
You can't quantify art. You can say, yes, Tom Brady's won this many Super Bowls. That is, you can quantify that. You can't quantify that Citizen Kane is a better movie than Avengers Endgame. We see Citizen Kane. Some people love it. Some people hate it. It's just art. So I don't buy that argument for a second.
All right. Then in that case, I'll quantify Game of Thrones by saying it's one of the highest rated Nielsen rating shows. So there's
what's a Nielsen rating?
You just said it's numbers.
Yeah, it's numbers. I can create a number right now. It's someone else's opinion.
I'm so confused by where this is going.
Fight.
I'm not even trying to. I'm just trying to use his own argument against him.
I mean, the only thing that matters is the Talkin TV ratings, right?
First two terrible.
Every single review of every TV show or movie ever made is subjective. But the best reviews are the subjective ones with objective arguments.
So you think it's impossible to be objective towards a work of art? You think that's physically impossible?
It is without having some subjectivity in it, yes. You cannot be 110% objective or 100% objective to any piece of art at all.
All right. I guess I just don't agree with that, but like I understand where you're coming from. Absolutely.
I feel like I'm at a lecture.
Yeah,
you just got
the rebuttal.
I just took you to school.
I can tell that got deep for him.
Yes.
I feel weird sitting between these two right now. So.
But no, Brando,
What is happening? Like, I didn't sign up for this.
I'll let you guys handle this.
Brando,
Chris,
what's
move
your
me on the
thoughts on,
bottom.
like, the
Damn,
Oscars?
like, I was
man?
like, thinking
Chris,
about
move
Cap
me away,
on there,
move me away.
but-
Yeah.
Chris,
Throw my box in the corner. I don't want to be here.
No, but all seriousness, I kind of want to keep that going because I am curious. Like the Oscars, what is everyone's take on that? Brando, let's start with you because I have my feelings about it, but you kind of, it's coming up. It's only fitting. So
This is the perfect example. Oh, it's a fact that Parasite is better than 1917 because it won the Oscar. Well, how do you win the Oscar? A bunch of people have to get into a room and they all have their opinions about it, and then they have a joint collective choice. So the way you win Best Picture is that a group of people choose you. It's not scientifically proven. It's not mathematically proven. It's based on opinion too. Also, like, it is fun to, watch the Oscars and kind of like do your pools and everything. But I don't understand how people can get so enamored with like, oh my God, this movie didn't win the Oscar. I'm so mad. And they complain about it on social media. It's like the film doesn't go away. The film doesn't get deleted or erased from history. And the film actually doesn't change. So I say to everyone out there who's watching this, who gets upset at an Oscar, know that it's just a little statue that some old white guys decided to give to a movie. That's all it is. That's my thoughts.
And the other piece of that too is that there's so much campaigning that goes into it.
It's all
from studios, and it's all about the money. It's all politics.
Politics.
Yeah,
it's an industry award. It's basically them praising themselves. So it's we're as the public able to watch this and join in if we like. And I think most people that would be sensible are there to watch the fashion. Come on, that's all right.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, on the flip side of that, Pat, you're a creator. Most of us are creators in here. So anyone who has aspirations to make, write, film, or do anything like that, and if you're a musician with the Grammys, because I feel the same way that they feel about the Oscars with the Grammys. I know Osorio and Cerulli are musicians. Pat, if you got nominated for an Oscar, you can't tell me you wouldn't go though, and you wouldn't be flattered, right?
Yeah, listen, if basically I was nominated for my most recent script, my teenage neighbor is a dinosaur, I'm definitely going. And if I win, that speech is going to be crazy.
Yeah, that's true. From the Twisted Mind of Pat.
Are they going to have to play? Are they going to have to play the music on you?
Yeah, definitely they're going to play the music on me. I'm rambling on. But listen, I would go to an award show for sure. It's a fun evening. I would hope that they would have some sort of duck dish, but whatever, it would be a nice little party.
It's the Super Bowl for film. Like, even though
pretty much
that award is basically just given to you, or given to that film based on just a group of people's opinions, forever in history, that film will be known as the Best Picture winner. So it is a title, and I'm not trying to dismiss it's worthless. You know what I mean? Like Shape of Water.
Oh, I'll give you multiple examples of how it's worthless.
But you know what I mean though, right? Yeah. Like The Shape of Water, even though it is a film that I personally didn't like, it will forever be known as the Best Picture winner. Like, it is that label. You can't get off of it. Kind of like Monica Lewinsky, can never have an actual job ever again.
Yeah, it's true.
He went there.
He went there.
I'll shit on your country all day long, guys. Come on.
We brought out his true colors tonight. Damn,
I'm gonna fucking hide in my fucking snow igloo and just throw
happy birthday, Chris.
Happy birthday. This is already the best Christmas. This is already the best birthday that Chris has ever had. The only thing that I'll say about what?
Thanks for being so confident in saying that. This is a great time. I'm not
Chris, your life must suck.
Here, I'm gonna get another drink for you, Chris.
All right, sounds good. Thanks, man.
Right? Yeah. The only thing that I'm gonna say to bounce off Brandon's point is Crash, Green Book, How Green Was My Valley.
Great movies, objectively true. There's nothing you can say. It's wonderful.
Hold on, I got more. I got more bad movies. The Artist, The King's Speech, And what's another really good one? What's another really good one?
Gladiator.
Oh, and Shakespeare in Love. Those are all Best Picture winners.
Yeah, I'll agree with you on those ones. I'll agree with you.
Yeah, those are some really, really bad movies. Like,
no, but I've thought about this. Like, as a musician, like for years, my goal was to win a Grammy. And then I thought about, as I got older, and I kind of realized what it was. And I saw a bunch of these amazing records, not only not even get nominated, but not even be anywhere near the discussion, and have it be like Foo Fighters, who I love the Foo Fighters, but let's be honest, their best work might be behind them at this point. Having getting nominated for their like commercial for Toyota Rock and Roll each year, when there's so many amazing underground rock bands, I'm like, if I went, would I just get up there and be like, this is a fake event, I shouldn't be here, this is terrible, you guys need to wake up and stop judging art? No, I wouldn't, because it's like such a networking event that your career could be ended if you speak out like that. So the power, where I'm going with this is, the power that these institutions have over art, to me, is something we need to kind of change as well. Not to get all super anarchist, like it's just art, and I'm not thinking that deep into it, but I'm just saying like there is a factor there where it's like, it's almost like if you turn down an Oscar, or a Grammy, will your manager still want to work with you? Will your agent still want to work with you? You still get cast in something? I don't know. You're like sort of turning down the whole machine.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Pacino did it.
Did he?
Well, actually, wait, no. Pacino boycotted the Oscars. Brando did it. Brando and George C. Scott did it.
But where was he at in his career at that point in time?
Brando won for Godfather when he boycotted.
I know I did.
Crazy. that is very
specifically. Also, he sent up a Native American woman to accept the award in his place.
Chris, this is for you, by the way.
Yeah. Thanks, man. Appreciate it. Appreciate you guys coming on tonight and just sort of chatting and shooting the breeze. But I mean, I don't know. Like, do you guys think like the power that these? Because I wonder if we would ever have Oscar-style films, Oscar bait films, if there was no Oscars. I know for a fact there's a specific type of rock music that's going around right now, where they replace the guitars with keyboards. That is the Oscar rock and roll section. And you know, I don't know if that type of music would exist if there wasn't a major award that can sort of make a career that comes along with it. You know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah. Maybe popular. It would exist, but it wouldn't be popularized.
Yeah, I can tell you right now that there are like 3 different genres of movies that I think would just vanish if the Oscars weren't a thing. Specifically now, like I think that if the Oscars, to me, weirdly enough. And it's so weird because this is only true half the time, but like the Oscars are like kind of the one half of the last 2 things that are like keeping some of my favorite movies around, which is like those those mid-budget level dramas that like barely ever get made, and if they get made, they're either made by Netflix or made because an auteur director put them on Netflix. Either way, Netflix is usually involved. But those movies. The problem is that those are still the only movies that like the Oscars will nominate still. So the fact that's to me is still telling me that that's one half of the fact of what's keeping these types of movies alive before they just get completely devoured by streaming services. So if there's one good thing that I can take away from the institution.
Mm-hmm. No, I feel that.
What's an example of a film that's like that? Would you consider Roma one of those films?
That's the auteurist point. So Roma, Parasite, I would consider, again, that was the auteurist point, but Parasite was also an exception because Parasite was just like that movie that just caught on and just like went all the way to the Oscars, you know?
And they're international ones.
Right.
You know? So
that's the other thing too. So the American rules don't apply to them.
No.
You know?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I'm trying to think of like last year was so weird because last year was like the only year where you would okay, you know what? To me, the only Best Picture nominee last year that really kind of fell into the Oscar Beatty category was Ford versus Ferrari. That to me was really the only one. But like last year was really good as far as its Best Picture lineup. Like I was still really impressed. Like 2018 though was, oh my God, that year that was sorry, not being objective now, but I very much did not enjoy the 2018 Oscar year because I think that 2018 was a year that kind of sunk very heavily into genre, and genre films are always the ones that are the least respected and the least recognized by the Academy. Like they just do not have a tolerance for genre, which is so weird because 2017 was like one of the most genre-filled Best Picture years. So.
What do you mean by genre? Because isn't every film technically in a genre?
Yes, but I'm talking. So I guess what I mean by that is when I say like specifically like superhero. Up until recently, superhero movies never got nominated. Okay. Heavy sci-fi movies never got nominated.
Right.
Get Out was really the first major horror movie that never got nominated. That ever got nominated. Really. Okay. Before that, it was like random exceptions like Silence of the Lambs and Exorcist, but those were like the exceptions. And like you never see something like Hills Have Eyes or anything like that. And for the most part, a lot of those movies were ignored. But like now you're seeing like exceptions poking, and I guess the thing that I really enjoyed about last year is the fact that we got Parasite, which was what it was. We got a Tarantino, we got a Tarantino movie. We got a Taika Waititi movie. We got a Martin Scorsese movie. It felt like Greta Gerwig's Little Women, which was fantastic. Like it just felt like there was a lot of extra types of movies that both barely fit the qualifications to be like kind of those Oscar baity movies, while at the same time like still managing to have their own unique creative identity.
Yeah, gotcha.
Yep.
I understand what you mean.
Yeah, that's kind of what I meant, like just as far as the whole thing. But 2017 also, even though I wasn't a big fan of a lot of those movies that were nominated, like I've come around on a lot of them, like Dunkirk, and that also being Christopher Nolan's first Best Director nomination. Like what? How? But okay. And Call Me by Your Name and Get Out getting nominated, and again, even though I'm not a big fan of Shape of Water, just Shape of Water getting nominated, even though that's kind of some weird stances, and even Phantom Thread. Like Phantom Thread, that's the first Paul Thomas Anderson movie that gets nominated for Best Picture since There Will Be Blood. Like not The Master or Inherent Vice. That I weirdly understand why. But Phantom Thread is going to be the first Paul Thomas Anderson movie that you look at in over a decade. Okay. And and that's also when Greta Gerwig came on the scene with Lady Bird, Chris's favorite coming of age movie. Or so he told me at the very least when he called me that first time. After he saw it for the first time.
That movie is amazing.
It is a great movie, but
isn't it? So like if you're gonna put Real Big Fish in any film, it's gonna go up a couple notches. But it is still a great film nonetheless. Yeah.
But so like that to me is like kind of what I want to look for when it comes to, I guess, say the diversification. Yes, obviously we need to have obviously just more people of color and women just working at every facet of the industry. That's kind of that's kind of like that's kind of just that well known at this point. But as far as kind of like the diversification of movies, that's kind of what I mean when I say that's the stuff that I want to look forward to. Like I want to just look at a Best Picture lineup and have it be like all different kinds of movies, like just more variety of genre, more variety of stories that are told. And again, it's not. I don't want it to be the thing of where it's like, oh, it needs to be a completely different people and they need to let in more more newcomers. Yes, that is part of it, and yes, they need to, I think, start to consider more first-time filmmakers a lot more closely. But also, there's the part of it is like, yeah, we still have auteurs working, and auteurs are auteurs. Oh, no, I'm getting my words mixed up. Auteurs are auteurs for a reason,
Say that 10 times.
Auteurs are auteurs. No. Auteurs are auteurs. What? Yeah. So yeah, that's just kind of like my stance on the whole awards ofness of it all. I definitely think that the pomp and circumstance, though, and just like kind of the overall, just the amount of self-imposed seriousness that needs to go away, as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, I feel that the Golden Globes are like the truest representation of.
Get rid of the Golden Globes. Just don't you want to talk about shit that's pointless?
Yeah, exactly.
Just get rid of that shit.
But guys, I don't want to keep everyone too long. We said we go roughly like an hour and a half. So speaking of birthdays, you always think back when you turn a new year, and I kind of want to know what everyone's favorite sort of thing from when they were a little kid was. I'm talking like anywhere from like 1 to 10 years old. Like, what's your most distinct thing? Was it like a Thomas the Train toy? Was it like a Jackie Chan karate film? Like, what was like that thing that you love the most from when you were a little kid? So you guys could start thinking when I read this comment, because there's something I got to say to Jaren here in the chat. He says, can't wait till y'all get monetized so you can leave a tip. First of all, it's very kind of you. I appreciate that a lot.
Thank you.
That's it's not why we do this, but it does mean a lot that you enjoy it that much. And also, dude, you can be a part anytime, man. You know where to reach us. We would love to have you on the channel. So let's make it happen, dude. Always appreciate you dropping by and supporting. So I'll go last. Sort of like a birthday boy thing. And with that being said, who wants to go first? Like, what's your favorite sort of like toy, IP, music, song, whatever, video game, movie, TV show from when you were a little kid?
I say you start at the bottom and then you work your way up to the top. Give somebody else a turn. Because Tom and I have talked a lot.
Yeah, we talked a lot.
Luke, go for it.
I think you can guess 3 times. You'll probably get it. This is a little Pixar movie called Cars. Yeah, I watched that few dozen times. Other than that, Top Gear, maybe?
Top Gear.
Okay.
Hell yeah. Nice, man. So you were very car oriented as a little kid then.
Yeah.
Still am. See, I got a poster there. It's of the Monaco F1 track.
Nice.
I don't know what that is. I'm assuming it's a racetrack, but
yeah,
it is indeed a racetrack.
What time is it there for you, Luke?
I don't want to tell you.
That means it's already up when most human beings are not supposed to be up.
I couldn't miss Chris's birthday.
No.
It only comes once a year.
Man. Thank
Luke,
you.
is Monaco Formula One?
Monaco is a principality.
No, I know, but the track. Is it for
What?
Formula One racing or?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Formula. Okay, got it. As they call it in Quebec.
Gotcha. Yeah, I just don't know what any of that is, but it sounds fast.
Cars go fast.
Cars go fast. That's all you need to know.
All you need.
That's all you need to know.
Yeah.
I'm like, damn, am I thinking that loud?
I was a big gamer when I was younger, so I would probably say my consoles. I had a Sega Genesis, GameCube, Xbox, the original Xbox. I don't know if you guys even remember that, but
I think we're all older than you, bud.
Yeah.
all y'all are older than me.
I think we all are.
I don't think I am.
Yeah, Atari was my first game system, so I'm pretty sure.
Oh
That's
well,
me.
yeah, okay. But yeah, so my consoles, I guess.
Cool. AJ,
Yeah.
you've been an Xbox guy for a while, right? Or did you make the switch?
Nope, I've never been really big into Xbox except the original Xbox. That was it.
All right, guys. AJ, why don't you tell them where they can find your channel?
No, PlayStation all day, man. All day.
So AJ, when we have you on for that debate, I definitely know which side of the coin you're going to fall on. Because let's just say we're building our next big video game debate to be pretty stacked. If you catch my drift. So.
Hey, I'm on it, man. I'm down.
All right.
Look,
It's getting harder and harder to
The
fight
Wii
lose.
is where it's at.
We?
The Wii.
You said
If
we?
you're having a debate, get me on the Wii team.
Oh, yeah.
I don't even make those. I have to tell people at my job who ask about that like we don't make those. That we don't have those. We don't sell those anymore.
Yeah, I mean, I was going to say, AJ, with the Xbox, would you agree, though, that the original Xbox interface is still the best and most efficient one out of all of them? As much as I do love Xbox, they just seem to keep getting more convoluted as time goes on. But I guess you wouldn't know.
I wouldn't know because I haven't played Xbox One or Xbox Series X at all. Play a little bit of 360, but I never owned it.
Gotcha. Okay, fair enough.
This
Chris,
bad boy, right?
Osorio.
Yes, that's it. That big boy.
Oh my God, that is a throwback.
relic.
It's a throwback. That's
Wow,
a
dude.
Do you still play it?
Well, no, I just moved like 3 days ago, so I still have, as you guys can see, I still have all of my old boxes and shit. And I was just trying to set up I wanted to set up the arcade in the corner, so I had this, the GameCube, PS2, like all that shit hooked up. I haven't played it in a while, but definitely planning on it. Sure, very soon.
Bro, that's got like a 1 gigabyte graphics card in there. You could probably fetch a price for that thing, man.
Yeah.
I got it for $40.
Play those Lego Star Wars
400
games, man.
megabyte graphics card.
Oh, I still have those.
I think my parents bought it for $300, something like that, when it first came out.
Oh, when recently?
No,
Dude,
not
you guys
recently.
get
Like when it first
Amazing
came
if
out.
it was recently.
Yeah.
So do you guys want to know why I'm a gamer? My parents didn't originally want to get me one. They thought like it would sort of keep me inside too much and all that. But my grandma's like, this is the new generation. He's not going to have any friends if you don't get him that damn box machine. And here we are.
That damn
so
box machine.
They bought me the green box.
Shout
is
out
what
to
it was
Grandma.
called. He's playing
I was
with the
about to
green
say,
box. And
Yeah.
Wait, what was the green box?
It was like the
Xbox,
Halo Elite.
Xbox, the original, the first one.
Yeah, the original,
Okay.
dude.
It was
My
like
favorite-
lime green. It was like kind
Yep.
of a little bit see-through, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So you had the Halo version.
Chris's grandma has often been very, very wise beyond her years, as Chris has told me on many occasions.
Yeah, and my favorite video game of all time, Halo 2, I bought on accident because I thought it was something else, and I was still pretty new to using Amazon, buying a game online, and it came, and I was so pissed off. I was like, what the fuck is this, man? Ended up playing it and being like, yeah, I'm glad this happened.
Yeah, Mom, that was an accident. I got that rated M game. Oh no.
I never played a Halo game.
Oh, you are
Damn,
missing
dude,
out.
you're-
Never.
You're missing out.
Never.
Missing out.
Yeah.
It's
Me
crazy
neither.
because I love video games. I love gaming, but I've never played a Halo game.
I'm glad Chris
Wow.
is back because there was one thing I
I
wanted
don't
to
know
ask
how you can
before
have
we got
gaming
out of
in
here.
your like thing
I
on the side of
know,
your
I
thing
know.
without playing
Yeah, dude,
Halo.
come on.
I'm ashamed. I'm ashamed,
Hold on,
but
hold on, hold on.
I'm gonna get
Everyone's
around
got-
to it
everyone's
one of
got
these
a few
days.
that are missing. Everyone's got
Yeah.
a few that are missing.
Yeah, you gotta pop your
Chris
cherry
keeps,
there, AJ.
Chris keeps popping himself in and out. So
In a
Cheruly,
manner
man.
of speaking. Yeah.
Which
Yeah, well,
Cheruly?
funny the mention of Halo because that was basically gonna be mine too. Is Halo 3 for me
Oh,
as a kid is what I mean. I played a lot of gaming like games all throughout, but Halo 3 was the first one I got
Gaming
like
games?
actually really good at, and then I started getting like more competitive with it, and then as more competitive games came out, I started like actually caring and trying to be good and everything.
Mhm.
So Halo 3 was like a huge part. All my friends were playing it, like all those like Forge maps where you can have all the mini games. Like there was too many good times on Halo 3.
Yes, dude. The
Yeah.
custom maps. Halo was so
Yeah.
legendary
It was like
because
Duck
of how
Hunt,
much
like
they
all those.
innovated.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, it was insane. The maps you could download, like you can play like volleyball in Halo. It was like the craziest thing, or like the creativity
Yeah,
that came from
exactly.
that. Yeah,
Not
like
to
all the
know
game
the
modes.
history
man.
at all of like the Minecraft creators, but I gotta feel like they played the Halo custom games when they were like 13.
Oh
Because
yeah,
they were like,
they took notes for sure.
a game where you can make anything you want. Okay, I see you, Halo. I'll raise you one.
Yeah.
So, Chris, man, you are
the hell?
pretty damn good at sort of first-person shooters. Do you think it's because of Halo that you're that good at them?
Me, it's definitely the first one I was good at. I mean, I'm not. It's not like I'm like insane or anything, but
No, you are. Because
Halo
every time
3
I
I'm
play
good
with you guys, I feel so bad that I'm not like pulling my weight, and you guys are like, it's okay, we'll carry you. But it's like no one wants to be told it's okay, they'll carry you. You know, like it's not a good feeling.
we'll just flame you next time. We'll just,
Yeah.
just the whole time. Just like, oh my
Oh,
god, this guy, man.
All right, well, Chris, Halo, I'm surprised about that. That's cool.
Really?
Osorio, are you ready to share? Or is your phone keep
I think
falling
so.
down?
My phone kept falling. My headphones died. I'm a mess over here.
Damn. Headphones of the future.
This is like the shaky cam movie
Yeah.
right here.
Yeah, right. I'm like, I felt like I was watching Paranormal Activity
This is-
right about
yeah,
now. I'm
this
like,
is
ooh, what's
crazy.
next?
This is the new
There's
Blair
a
Witch.
mirror and everything.
So, let's see. The question was, what was like my?
I was like, oh yeah, what was the question?
The question was, what was something from childhood that like was impactful for me, or like that was around?
Yeah,
for me?
impactful
Right?
that you really loved, something that like you still think
Besides,
fondly
like,
back, and you're like,
Dunkaroo.
that was a big part of my life,
Hmm.
and I didn't realize it until I got older and had some perspective on it. You know?
I definitely think like when I was a kid, like Winnie the Pooh was like one of those shows that like I would always watch as like a little kid, and like I remember I have a very distinct memory. Like when I first moved to this town, like I hadn't made any friends yet, and I remember just being like in my basement as a second grader, just watching Winnie the Pooh, and like, you know, those life lessons you learn from Winnie the Pooh, you realize when you're older, like, oh shit, that's what Winnie the Pooh is teaching me.
That's what they were trying to tell me.
It's some hard hitting truth, just hard hitting shit.
Yeah.
It really is.
Yeah.
He doesn't fuck around.
Yeah.
And my my second answer, just to throw that in there, is I love the song "Who Let the Dogs Out." That was always on.
The Baja Man.
Yeah.
That song slaps.
That's also an incredible
That's a
band
top-tier
name,
song.
the Baja Men.
Yeah,
Are they still
that
around?
song
Do
is
they-
amazing. And by the way, they make amazing soul music now. Check it out. It's really
I said,
good.
what do you mean that song
They're
was
still-
amazing?
they're
That
still
song still
doing
is
stuff?
amazing.
Oh yeah, dude. I went down that rabbit hole one day, and it slaps.
What?
Yeah, check it out. It's very underappreciated, but it slaps.
Okay.
I still don't know who let the dogs out to this day.
Nobody knows.
Nobody
what's
does.
The greatest
Nobody
song of all
does.
time.
Nobody does.
So true.
It's the lost of TV.
Once you
shows.
find out,
or of music.
It was played. It was played in almost every single comedy from like 2007 until like 2000.
The opening
actually,
or
no,
ending
before-
scene.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, actually no,
What's the
earlier.
song?
'Cause wait, when was that song released?
Let's look it up. I'll look it up.
2002 or 2003.
Okay, so then it was in every like popular comedy from like 2007, I'll say, until like 2013 probably.
That what for? Who let the dogs out?
Yeah,
I'm looking
I
it
feel
up.
like it was way
2000.
earlier than that.
The year
it
Yeah,
2000.
probably
yeah,
was.
right?
Yeah.
It probably was.
2000.
The year 2000. Do you guys remember
I
Play-Doh,
remember
that
2000.
movie? Or Snow Dogs, whatever the movie was.
Yeah,
Snow Dogs.
Eight below for me, but I do know Snow Dogs.
Snow Dogs was a masterpiece back in the day. It does not hold up.
It doesn't hold up.
Back in the day. Gotta have that little caveat in there.
Fair
It does not hold
I
up.
don't know. Yeah, I never watched Snow Dogs, but Eight Below was my shit.
Take us back to
I remember
Baby
April
Guy
Low.
at the movies.
Yep.
Baby Guy at the movies. I was obsessed with Power Rangers growing up. That was my go-to. It was always like right after school, or actually, I think like they even did like a later show at some point. But yeah, I was obsessed with Power Rangers, and I remember like whenever year the Power Rangers movie came out,
95.
2017.
So I was like,
I was about to say 2017.
I was like 9 when that came out. And I remember my dad took me and my best friend, and my dad fell asleep in the theater during it. I have this like vivid memory of him just being that like.
You're like, this is some crazy shit, man.
Yeah. I was like, oh my god,
You're missing it.
9-year-old Joe was going.
Did you
nuts
see
right
the
now?
Megazord?
But it was funny because
Yeah,
like
you just don't get what they're trying to do.
You don't get what they're trying to say.
Why are you objectively sleeping during this?
It's the power of their Zords, dude.
look at the storytelling, how they interweave everything.
These Easter eggs, man.
They each
at
have their own
diversity
scene where they
in
hit a
colours.
button.
But what was funny was like at that time, like I would watch that, and then my dad would watch like Married with Children later, and I'd sit around and watch that too. So like my upbringing was really
Best of both worlds.
I was about to say some road bumps.
so.
That's amazing. Wow. I
Wow.
feel like I know you so much
Incredible.
better just off that.
That's
great.
incredible.
Patrick W. Huber, man. Bring us back to little Pat, man.
Well, I will say this. I suspect that DMX is the one who let the dogs out. That's just an educated guess. But, I would have to say, like, video games was a big thing for me. I feel like I hit almost like every game system growing up, just like Atari, Nintendo, like Sega Genesis. Like some friend had one of the systems, and we just went over to people's house back in the day when you did that. And then basically, I think PC gaming came into my life, and it was this game Civilization, World Conquest. So strategy games are really, I think, probably the thing I play till this day.
So that's why you keep destroying me in Risk. Good to know, because you've
I was
literally
gonna
been-
say that.
You've literally been playing it your entire life.
Yeah, souped up video game version. Yes.
Yes. Okay. That makes a lot of sense.
Makes so much sense. Thanks for sharing that, man. That's awesome. Brando, dude.
Yeah, well, it's funny. I actually just unpacked this morning. When I was a young kid, like from maybe 2000 to 2003, this thing right here never left my hands.
Yeah, man.
And I remember because you said it was on. Oh yeah, I'll show that right there. Yes, the original yellow Game Boy Color. But it was my 8th birthday, and I remember this because you were talking about just things birthdays, memories. My 8th birthday, I'd gotten all my presents. We were all hanging out in the backyard. We were all playing soccer. And then my grandma comes a bit later, and she says, "Oh, I have one more gift for you." And she says it with her thick German accent. "Und my little Brandon has a little more gift." And then, and it was this guy.
The
SP.
SP.
Game Boy Advance SP.
That upgrade, though.
There's a video of me, like a old home video of me opening this. I was so excited. I mean, like, I don't think I've ever been that more visually excited about anything in my life. And I was just so happy. So
we gotta see that video.
You're telling me your grandma Steve Jobs you? We got one more thing.
Yeah, we got one more thing. And then, and this is the original SP from that day. So I still have it. So I guess when I was a kid, obviously I liked Star Wars, and things like that. But it was the Game Boy for me. And Pokemon Red, Blue, Yellow, Gold, Silver, and Crystal. Those are my games growing up. That's my birthday memory.
Hell yeah. I was going to ask you what was your game of choice, and glad it was Pokemon.
Yeah.
Man.
I have mine right next to you.
Yeah, it was Pokemon for sure. Some Kirby's Dream Land, then Super Mario Land, Tetris, obviously, Mario Tennis, a bunch of other ones, but Pokemon was the main one.
Hell yeah. NY Average Joe. What's up with little Joe?
Yeah, I'm actually going to piggyback off of that. I mean, Mine was going to be Pokemon. Me and Chris growing up were big into video games. He was talking about the Halo days. That was a little older for me. We spent like hours customizing just the colors and suits of your character in Halo, your Spartan, for literally hours. And then you would play hours on end after that of these forge bows and stuff. But before I actually moved here, me and my friends would get together like probably every month at one of our friends' houses and sleep over and all just play Pokemon the entire night. For me, it was unlocking all that Regigigas codes and going into those little caves and trying to understand all that. And we had the books. You guys remember books? When you would like do the journal, you would like look up the guides. Dude,
sure I do.
we were going through all that. So it's got to be Pokemon for me, whether it was the card games or the video games. And then even till this day, I'm super hype about the Legends of Arceus. Yeah, there you go.
That's sick.
This is
That's
the
crazy. You
my
have
old like it's so
Heavily
tattered
used.
apart, but this is the old strategy guide for Pokemon. Go.
Yeah, that's on my
That's
Emerald Ash
awesome.
thing. It's my
That's awesome.
Yeah, that's definitely mine. And then of course, what we just got revealed in the last week, Legends of Arceus coming out. The open world Pokemon game is going to be so amazing. Get to relive our childhoods again. And then the remakes of Diamond and Pearl. So it's Pokemon for me, and I'm guessing it obviously was a huge thing for Brando too, and the rest of us.
Mm-hmm.
Although I'm not up on the names for the new Diamond and Pearl games. Those could use the word.
What is
it?
What are they?
Glory,
Shining Diamond and like
No, it's like I think it's Shining Pearl and Glorious Diamond.
Glorious
like
Diamond,
that.
something like that.
Yeah.
Which I'm like, what?
Sure, why not?
It's just
Okay.
extra. I mean, hey, it's like
Look, so is it my turn?
Yeah, let's hear it.
Okay, I didn't want to seem
Maybe
like I was.
not.
I've already talked enough tonight, so I didn't want to be accused by any of you, specifically by Joe, of overstepping my boundaries. So
Your podcast.
half my podcast, but the other. So first of all, y'all had awesome childhoods. Could I just say? Because I didn't grow up with video games. In fact, I didn't actually play my first actual video game that I owned until I was 13, 14, I think. That was the first time that I ever actually had my own video game that I played, and it was on an emulator that I had to download on my old iPhone. That was how I played Pokemon Fire Red and Emerald for the first time, and it was awesome. That is my experience with that. Yeah, it was a lot of fun, and I miss those days. But so I mean, just off the top of my head, I had a lot of shit that I liked when I was a kid, like a lot, because just I watched every cartoon on the planet that was a thing. Obviously my stuffed animals I really enjoyed. What's it called? I was really obsessed with Madagascar toys. I think because when Madagascar came out, because the problem was I was too young, so I kind of missed the boat on Shrek. But when Madagascar came out, I was like, dude, let's go. Because I thought I didn't even think that movie was good. I really like that movie still, but I thought that movie was the greatest movie ever when I saw it. Because back then I only saw 1 or 2 movies a year, if that, and everything else I would watch at home, actually in theaters. So when I saw Madagascar at the time, I'm like, this is the coolest movie ever, and I thought it was funny, and the jokes still do hold up. So I had these toys that I really liked. But I just wanted to call your guys' attention because again, I watched every cartoon on the planet, and I don't know how many of you are familiar with the show, but if you are a fan of the Looney Tunes cartoon, and you want to see them portrayed in a way that you never thought possible or really kind of never wanted to see, what's possible? Then feast your eyes on Lunatics Unleashed. A show set in the future with the descendants of the Looney Tunes as superheroes. It is just as stupid, just as nonsensical, and just as absolutely ridiculous as you would think. But man, that shit was hella entertaining. That shit was hella entertaining, and it was so much fun. And look, everyone knows the Looney Tunes so well that they're going to be in every facet and quarter. Their personalities are so ingrained with us that it's really not that hard. But I do find it hilarious that for the 6th one, in addition to Bugs, Daffy, Taz, Wily, and the Roadrunner, they go with Lola Bunny of all the Looney Tunes as the 6th one for superheroes. I'm like, damn, that shows how much of an impact Space Jam had, Because fun fact, Lola Bunny got Harley Quinn, and that Space Jam was the first thing that ever came up with her. And I have a lot of working theories about certain internet trends that may have popped up because of that character. But DM me personally if you want to find out what they are, because I will not dare say them on the air.
Wow, that sounds both intriguing and scary.
As should everything with me.
Yeah, so with that being said, thanks for sharing, everyone. That was great. I appreciate it. Some people in the chat were saying some things. Jay says Evil Knievel, stunt cycle. Cool, very cool.
Can I share
We
another
have
thing?
Jaren. Whoa, Jaren. Okay, never mind. Didn't mean to pull that one up. And Jay's also playing Assassin's Creed Valhalla, and he loves the Assassin's Creed games. So for me, I kind of have to break this down into a few different subsections. I was huge into trading card games, video games, music, and TV. So my trading card game of choice was Yu-Gi-Oh! I was, still am, and always will be a beast. Do not try and 1v1 me. My Lightsworn deck will beat you in 3 turns. That is a fact. That is.
Did you ever have one of those wrist things where they, where you could slip out the dual deck?
The dual disc. Yeah.
I've had all incarnations of them. Yeah, man.
I don't know what
the
you
only
just
thing
said.
that was a pain in the ass is they were very uncomfortable. And I kind of like my one friend Paul, who used to come over. Shout out to Paul. He and I would only battle with our dual discs on standing up because it was just really cool pointing with friends and be like, I will get you, Yugi. So
That's where you get all of your ideas for your voiceover impressions.
But Yu-Gi-Oh! Was great and always will be. Cannot get behind Magic the Gathering. It doesn't need to be that complicated. Anyways, TV, the Rugrats. That is one of the greatest cartoons / shows of all time. Had such a huge impact on me. There's like a cassette of my mom sort of like reading a book that was like challenging for me at the time when I was in middle school to like listen to while she read to like, should I guess read ahead or whatever. And in the background, Rugrats starts coming on as I'm sitting down with her and she's reading it to me. And like the theme song just keeps getting louder and louder. And she's like, all right, you can go watch it. Like that's, like that's just how much I used to love that show.
She's like, yeah.
Are you pumped? Are you pumped for the reboot?
Pumped, dude. So pumped.
It looks creepy as shit.
It doesn't look good.
Every Nickelodeon adaptation they've tried to do has failed. So
Here, I just shared the picture of it.
I have my blinders on, and that's for sure, because I can kind of see it horrifically as well. But I am pumped.
You got to. You have to.
Yeah, you have to, man. You can't. Oh God, let's see this. Oh, it does look kind of scary. I mean,
creepy. It looks
kind of.
Why is it so dark?
Kind of.
Who is the scariest person in this photo?
It's the dog.
Definitely
Is
Dill.
it Phil and Lil?
Phil.
Is it?
Why does Nickelodeon have to turn all of their beautiful hand-drawn cartoons
I think it looks
into
fine.
CG animated nightmares?
Angelica
looks
a descendant of what's his name?
Satan.
Hey Arnold.
Hey Arnold.
Well, I mean,
What's his name? Satan.
You ever hear the theory that Hey Arnold and Rugrats were connected? Well, here you go.
Look at Lil's teeth. Is that Phil or Lil? I don't know, but like the one that's closer to us, the teeth look insanely scary.
I think that's Phil, but I can't tell.
I thought it was Phil too.
I think it's Phil. Yeah,
I can't tell.
It's Phil.
Wow, that's
Look at Reptar. Reptar even
because
looks freaky.
Oh, sorry.
Wow.
No, you're good. Jesus.
Yeah.
Look at his eyes.
Yeah. I'm still excited, but not as much now, I guess.
Wow,
but
that's-
I'm
that's
still excited.
We burst your bubble.
That's even
You
more
ruined it for me.
horrifying.
Honestly,
So
Did you ever watch All Grown Up?
Loved it.
Yes.
It made me incredibly sad, but I loved it.
Yeah.
Was that a
great.
show or was that a movie?
It was like
That
a
was a show.
special for Rugrats, and then they kind of spinned it off as an actual show.
Got it.
Well,
Yeah.
I thought what it was the final episode of Rugrats. They go into that closet and then they come out all grown up at the end, and it's like, holy shit!
I feel like
just did that?
I think they came out with more episodes of Rugrats after that, though. I don't know if that was the
less
finale.
If that's not the finale, that's way less cool. But like, a good idea. I
Right.
guess.
The All Grown Ups theme song is a banger, though.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Hold on, wait. The only question that I have left to ask though, Chris, what class did we have at Duchess? Because I'm totally blanking on this right now.
Fuck. What was the name of it? It was like pop culture.
Makes a
Oh
lot
my
of
god,
sense.
you were in that class?
Yeah.
Holy
Fake.
shit! That's why I don't remember you from that one because I barely paid attention to that class and I was always talking with that girl that I was always with at the time, Nicole. That's why.
Shout out to
Yeah,
Nicole.
Yeah, shout out to Nicole.
Yeah.
No, a story that will never again be told on this podcast.
So yeah, two more things. My video game was Pokemon. I mean, for all the reasons you guys said previously, just incredible. Like,
Were you
amazing.
Bulbasaur, Charmander, or Squirtle?
So I started off with Charmander, but then as I've gotten older, my tastes have changed, and I've kind of become more of a Bulbasaur guy.
Yeah, improved. Tastes have improved. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. But I was super into dragons and stuff as a kid, so Charmander was the go-to. And then Song, that I think is probably the reason I make music, and I'm so proud to say it's Smash Mouth's All Star. My parents said that when that song came on the radio, I would always demand them turn it up. You must bump it. That's Barney Stinson once said.
To this day. Still
Yeah,
good.
Father, turn it
Still
up.
good. And like once every few months, I will tweet, "Hey guys, this is an unironic Smash Mouth tweet because I don't understand why people make fun of them." So there you have it.
Did you get into their other music?
Oh, it's so good, dude.
Yeah.
Not as a little kid, but as I've gotten older, I've gone back. They were punk rock as fuck, dude.
Yo, have you ever heard Pacific Coast Party? Have you heard that song by them?
Let me look it up. Let me see what album it's on.
Oh,
I know
that-
the Astro Lounge album. That's a good one.
That's really good.
then
Pacific
Fuse
Coast Party
Market.
might be the most underrated Smash Mouth song. So good. So
Hey Chris,
good.
listen, not to jump in, but I'm going to. I got to run. But happy birthday. Godspeed for dealing with Dom. I mean, that's going to age you enough.
I don't know how you do it.
You're 26 and you look 40.
He's older than me to begin with, so
I know. I just don't get it.
Bring back
but,
Rorschach. He was much.
This is the longest. This is the longest.
and let the
Make-A-Wish
shitting on
thing
me
ever.
segment begin.
Oh, God. Well, Joe, man, I appreciate you coming and hanging tonight, dude, and the kind words, and thanks for just hanging for this pretty chaotic stream. Before we let you go, let everyone know where they can find you, follow, and support everything you do on the internet.
Yeah, guyatthemovies.com and Guy at the Movies on Instagram. All the fun stuff. Put up a lot of reviews today, so a lot of screeners came in at one time, so I was kind of like going crazy. But yeah, I'll be the one arguing that Chaos Walking is actually a decent movie for the next 3 days and getting shit on the internet for it. So
I'm seeing it tomorrow. So who knows? I might be on your side there, Joe. Who knows?
yeah, check it out. All right, guys, talk to you soon.
Peace out, Joe.
Later.
Thanks, man.
See ya.
Yeah, so
Yo, are
Smash
theaters
Mouth
open where you
phenomenal,
guys are?
They are open in Connecticut, but there are certain theaters in New York that are actually opening on Friday.
We can actually rent a theater for 25 people. And you can,
Oh
go
yeah,
see
I
a
know.
movie.
I heard about that. Yeah.
It's pretty cool. But Chris,
I
fun fact.
YouTube video.
Lucky.
Chris, fun fact. I actually used All Stars or Smash Mouth's All Star in an ad coming out pretty soon that I'm working on at my agency. So definitely still holds up.
Wow. So it's you actually got you got them to license that song for something that's legitimately going to be out into the ether.
A commercial, yeah.
That is awesome, dude. I cannot wait to see it.
I can't talk about it any further, but yeah.
That's your birthday present. There it is. Happy birthday.
Yeah.
Happy birthday.
In the copy inside the commercial, it says "Happy Birthday." It's gonna be like a month late, but yeah.
Hidden, yeah.
This is why I'm glad I never listened to Andrew. You're a good dude, man. Honestly.
I was waiting. I'm like, look, there's no way we can have a podcast with the Chiruli brothers and Andrew Bashing doesn't come up at least once.
Double roast. It's a double roast.
Oh man.
I'm like,
So,
and
guys,
Chris. Oh no way, Andrew's getting away unscathed on this.
yeah, not at all. So guys, any last stone left unturned before we sort of say our goodbyes
I
and
want
jump out?
to
of here?
share something, and I want to see your guys' reaction. So I'm gonna get it
scared.
real quick.
Oh God, yeah, I've never seen him.
I've got to pull it out.
Yeah. I'm like, oh no. I'm like,
What
oh
if he
no.
just doesn't
Did this
come
turn
back?
into this kind of a podcast?
He said, "I want to show you."
Pull your pants up. I'm kidding.
So you guys are talking about birthday gifts or something?
Yeah.
So when I was little, like I want to say 5, there was this Christmas thing I really, really wanted, and apparently it's because I saw it on TV, as you do, at a young age. And supposedly my dad went around like 3 shops looking for this thing because I really wanted it. To this day, I don't know why. I got it for Christmas, and I just want to see your guys' reaction.
Oh God. Oh my God.
It all makes so much sense.
Oh.
What?
Does it have a pacifier?
Yeah, it does.
Is that a My Little Pony?
It's a My Little
With a
Pony.
It's a My Little Pony with a pacifier.
Wait, are you a brony?
I hope not.
He said, "I hope not."
It was close. It was close.
Like, it has
Right?
batteries and everything. They're probably.
I think my sister had one of
now or
those.
something, but it's like got mechanics inside there or something.
Wow, so
You
it's
still
alive?
have it.
Yeah, I still have it for sentimental value.
Damn,
He saw
dude.
showing off the
Nope.
Game Boys, and he was like, "I gotta grab my Little Pony."
Yeah, right.
No, I'm gonna end these
Why
guys'
don't you lead
whole
off with
career.
that?
Oh, you
Why don't
you
lead off
had
with
this
that?
skit?
You thought Pokemon was cool.
Yeah,
These
right.
fucking pussies with their Game Boys. Bitch, hold my dick. Fucking My Little Pony. These fucking
Suck on this
pansies ain't got
Guys, the
shit.
champ. You guys don't got shit on me. Oh man,
That was amazing, Luke. Thank you for
that was
sharing.
awesome. That was really
I
incredible.
think that's
Yeah.
my
for sure.
coolest thing that I own.
You know what? It is. It undoubtedly is.
It's like that's like a giant sized pony. Like that's almost life size if you think about how big ponies actually are. Just food for thought. Anyways, guys, this
Ponies are
was.
kind of big.
They are.
You would
I don't
know.
know. They're kind of tiny. They're tiny horses.
I would know. I've ridden a few, probably.
All right. Well, this was great, guys. This went better than I ever thought it could have. Thanks for entertaining my silly questions and just bringing a lot of fun time in the COVID. You know, I would love to hang out with as many of you in person as I could, but this was honestly the best of both worlds. Got to get some of my film community friends who are really just film community friends only by having to delineate between who actually lives in my area and who doesn't, because all you guys mean a lot to me, and I appreciate you coming on and hanging out with me tonight. It means a lot. Yeah, thanks.
Happy birthday, Chris.
Yes,
Happy
absolutely.
birthday.
My birthday.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Thank you, guys. And thanks to everyone in the chat as well. This was an awesome conversation we got to have with all you guys. Really love kind of doing these off the cuffs, like sort of streams. It's fun.
Yeah, this is a lot different than anything we've ever done before, but this is still a lot of fun. I'm not going to do the usual just rundown, just like you guys know what to do. Follow Talkin TV Podcast, click the subscribe button, leave the comment, follow our social medias. It's all the same. You guys know what to do. Follow all these guys because they're all awesome people, and we're so happy that they can make it. And yeah, Chris, I don't even know if I want to do the usual thing. I guess just 12 seasons in a short film, I guess. But happy
You're not
birthday,
gonna
dude.
say
This
have
is awesome.
more effing birthdays.
Well, he's obviously going to have more effing birthdays, so, and I'm hoping it's going to get better from here on out.
Hopefully.
I hope. I'm like, I'm not going to be the.
Knock
I'm
on
not gonna
wood
deliver
there,
a
man.
judgment.
Right.
but-
Knock on wood isn't a
Matt,
joke.
I'm like, I want him to have more birthdays.
It's a special episode. You
27
gotta
and that's it.
Cut the tape.
27 's all you get.
Chris, it's like, what are you like already writing his eulogy? Like, oh, Chris died at the tender age of 27.
I'm learning about in
Jesus
journalism
Christ,
right now in journalism classes how articles have like pieces written for celebrities like years before they die just so
Oh,
they can
yeah.
be the first to
Oh,
print.
yeah.
And I'm kind of wondering what Pat's endgame is here. I don't really know.
Pat's in
right
the
now.
end game right now, Chris.
He's been playing Civilization, man. He knows every
Yeah,
movie
he
about
knows
a
all
man.
moves before
He's
we
5
even
steps
know-
ahead of
before we
all of
even
us.
make
Let's
it.
be
Yep.
honest.
Oh man,
Yeah.
guys,
Oh,
this
man.
was awesome. Everyone's links will be in the description if they're content creators, musicians, anything like that. We had a lot of talented folks on here tonight, and of course, Joe doesn't have a link. But hey, if you see a commercial with Smash Mouth in it, it was probably him. So, with that being said, Dom, do you have a final message for the people here tonight?
Watch more fucking movies, people. And happy birthday, buddy. We'll see you guys
Thanks,
next
man.
time. WandaVision
Happy
on
birthday.
Friday.